Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allahumma rabbi zidni ilma. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Integration lecture 7. Speak truth or don't speak. In this lecture, I will discuss the integration of this type of function. 1 upon x square plus a square. In this type of function, you will observe that both the basic formulas are failed. So when both the basic formulae 1 and 2 are failed, then we use this formula to integrate this type of functions. Well, before starting the integration, before going on to this formula, make sure the coefficient of x must be 1, the sign must be positive, and here we must have constant with power 2. So this is the structure of this formula. In order to use this formula, we must have this type of structure. So when we have these things like coefficient of x is 1 with power, and the function x has power 2, and plus sign is here, and constant with power 2 is here, then we can use this formula, and the formula is 1 upon this thing. We write the reciprocal of this constant here. This is the reciprocal. The reciprocal of a is 1 upon a. And then we write tan inverse this x upon this constant. So this is the formula. Make sure the coefficient of x must be 1. This is very important. If not, then make it 1 by taking common. Here is the example. If you observe this integral carefully, you will see that the coefficient of x is 1 and x has power 2, and here we have plus sign, and then this constant has power 2. This is the perfect form of that formula. So this is the simplified form, the settled form of the integral. Now we just need to write the reciprocal of this here. The reciprocal of 5 is 1 upon 5, and then write for tan inverse of the formula, and then write the fraction of these two, x upon 5 plus c. This is the way to integrate this type of integral. And you will see basic formula 2 is not applying here. In fact, the basic formulas are failed. Both the basic formulas are failed for this integral. So especially the formula 2. So when the basic formula 2 has failed, then we use this formula, tan inverse. Example number 2. Now this is a complicated integral. This is not in the simplified form. So make sure you will handle this integral carefully and bring it into the simplified form in order to use the tan inverse formula. So the first important thing, the coefficient of x must be 1. So in order to make it 1, you just need to take 2 common. So when you will take 2 common from this fraction, from this function, you will get 1 upon 2 outside the integral. Just write common thing outside the integral to make the integration simple. Now this is 1x square, and since we didn't have 2 here, so we wrote 3 upon 2 here, right? This is the way to take common. You know how to take common. Now the second important thing, this function must has power 2. So in order to write power 2 here, this function must be in under root. See, 3 upon 2, we may write 3 upon 2 as in square form. So write 3 upon 2 in square form first. So you will see this is the square form of 3 upon 2. This 1x square is here. Now this is the perfect form of tan inverse formula. Now apply the tan inverse formula carefully. So copy this half is here, and write the reciprocal of this fraction. In fact, so the reciprocal of this fraction will be 2 upon root 3. But I'm writing in a simple way, just 1 upon this entire thing. You could do this as well. You could write 2 under root 2 upon 3 here, but I'm going in a more detailed form. So either write the reciprocal of the fraction of this, reciprocal of this function, or write 1 upon this, just copy this. So you have option, either 1 upon this or straight away reciprocal of this. So you have option. If you are good at practice, you can do the reciprocal thing directly. And then tan inverse, and we write the fraction of these two, x upon root 3 upon 2. See, finally we have got the reciprocal here, and this is the simplified form of the angle. This is the final answer. So in this question, two things were very important. Number one, the coefficient of x square, and number two, the power 2 of for this constant. And of course, the use of formula is very important. Make sure you use the formula correctly and carefully. That's the final answer. Example number 3. Here, first make the coefficient of x square 1 by taking 9 common, and then write this number in a square form. This is very simple. You know how to write this number in square form. It will become 4 upon 3 whole square. Now you have to write this as I just copied this step. So 1 upon 9. Now this is here. Either write the reciprocal straight away or write 1 upon 4 upon 3. It's your choice. You have two options. Either write in this way or write the reciprocal of 4 upon 3. I wrote 1 upon 4 upon 3, and then I wrote tan inverse of the formula and x upon this fraction. And finally, I got this thing. And then after the simplification, this is the final answer. Now this is the example. You have to solve this yourself. Minus root 2, 2 and 1 upon 3x square plus 2 dx. You should try this question yourself. I took 3 common, and then I wrote this in the square form, and then I used the formula tan inverse. I wrote 1 upon this, and then tan inverse x upon this thing, and then of course we have to apply the limits. So this is the simplified form before applying the limits, and when you apply the limits, you will get this thing. Make sure you do the calculations carefully. Tan root 3 is pi by 3, tan minus root 3 is minus pi by 3, and the final answer is 2 pi upon 9 root 3 upon 2. That's it. This topic is over. Speak well or don't speak. I will discuss the leftover part of integration in my next lecture, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.